Hello guys, my name is Brittany, welcome to my channel. So, I was on Instagram the other day, and I saw this thing where someone said that they have the same personality type as Loki. So, that made me curious and wondered what my personality type was. So, I looked up personality test on the internet, and I actually took that test in my psychology class, and I was like, yeah, let's just take it again. I'm curious. I don't remember what my results were. So I took it, and I thought, no, let's just see how accurate it is. I did read a little bit about it. Let's get in. What are my results? If you want to take this test, I will link the website down below. I got personality type INFJ, which it says advocate personality. So let's just read this little thing that it says. So my personality type is advocate personality, INFJ. So it says the advocate personality type is very rare, making up less than 1% of the population, but they nonetheless leave their mark. Can't read. But they nonetheless leave their mark on the world. As members of the diplomat role group, advocates have an inborn sense of idealism and morality. But what sets them apart is that they are not idle dreamers, but people capable of taking concrete steps to realize their goals and make a lasting positive impact. So that's just like the first little paragraph here. Here it says advocates tend to see helping others as their purpose in life. But while people with this personality type can be found engaging rescue efforts and doing charity work, the real passion is to get to the heart of the issue so that people need not be rescued at all. I've always said that if when I'm older and if I have money to spare, that I would just go to charities and I would just keep enough to be living good and go on vacation once a year, something like that. So I think that is pretty true about me. So let's continue on. It says help me help you. Advocates indeed share a unique combination of traits. Though soft-spoken, they have very strong opinions and will fight tirelessly for an idea they believe in. I think that's kind of true about me. They are decisive. I'm not decisive. And strong-willed, but will rarely use that energy for personal gain. Advocates will act with creativity, imagination, conviction, and sensitivity, not to create advantage, but to create balance. No idea how to say that. Egalitarianism and karma are very attractive ideas to advocates, and they tend to believe that nothing would help the world so much as using love and compassion to soften the hearts of tyrants. Don't really know what to say about that. It's a lot here, so I'm going to skip some of it. Here are advocates you may know. Martin Luther King, Nicole Kidman, don't know how to say that, stop moving, Morgan Freeman, and then we've got some people from shows. Got Jon Snow, James Wilson. I don't watch any of those shows or movies. So let's go to strengths and weaknesses. Probably should have said what the personality type means. Let's see if I can find it. I probably should have said this earlier. So, INFJ stands for I is introverted, which I got 78%. Intuitive, 73% is the N. Feeling is F, which I got 65. Judging, which is 58 with the J. And assertive, which is 53%. Now, I took this test actually twice just to be a little curious because sometimes you get a second opinion. And right here up at the top it says a T after the INFJ, then it says AT. And I think the second time I took it, I got the T. So, but everything else was the same. Don't really know if that really makes a difference. And so, strengths and weaknesses. Strengths, advocate strengths, creative, combining a vivid imagination with a strong sense of compassion. Advocates use their creativity to resolve not technical challenges, but human ones. People with the advocate personality type enjoy finding the perfect solution People with the advocate personality type enjoy finding the perfect solution for someone they care about, and this strength makes them excellent counselors and advisors. I'm pretty creative. I mean, I'm an art major, so that kind of fits. Got insightful, got inspiring and convincing, decisive. I'm not decisive when it comes to certain things. So let's read that. Decisive. Their creativity, insight, and inspiration are able to have a real impact on the world. As advocates are able to follow through on their ideas with conviction, willpower, and the planning necessary to see complex projects through to the end. Advocates don't just see the way things ought to be, they act on those insights. Interesting. Got determined and passionate, altruistic. How do you say that? And then we have the weaknesses: sensitive, extremely private, perfectionist. I think like being a perfectionist has its perks and downfalls. So it says advocates are all but defined by their pursuit of ideals. While this is a wonderful quality in many ways, an ideal situation is not always possible in politics, in business, in romance. And advocates too often drop or ignore healthy and productive situations and relationships, always believing there might be a better option down the road. Always need to have a cause. Says get so caught up in the passion of their pursuits that any of the cumbersome administrative or maintenance work that comes between them and the ideal they see on the horizon is deeply unwelcome. Can burn out easily. Got romantic relationships next. So relationships. When it comes to romantic relationships, advocates take the process of finding a partner seriously, not ones for casual encounters. People with the advocate personality type instead look for depth and meaning in their relationships. Advocates will take the time necessary to find someone they truly connect with. Once they've found that someone, their relationships will reach a level of depth and sincerity that most people can only dream of. It's kind of nice. It says advocates are often perfectionistic and picky. I have been told that I am picky. Here's friendships. Advocate friendships. There is a running theme with advocates, and that is a yearning for authenticity and sincerity in their activities, their romantic relationships, and their friendships. People with the advocate personality type are unlikely to go for friendships of circumstance, like workplace, social circles, or chatting up their local baristas, where the only thing they really have in common is a day-to-day familiarity. Rather, advocates seek out people who share their passions, interests, and ideologies. Still not very good with the talking here. Speaking. People with whom they can explore philosophies and subjects that they believe are truly meaningful. That's kind of interesting. I don't want to go through all that. Parenthood. As parents advocates, that doesn't make sense to me. Much as in their friendships will tend to look at their relationships with their children as opportunities to learn and grow with someone they care about, while working to achieve a distinctly separate but important goal, raising someone to be an independent, responsible, and principled adult. People with the advocate personality type are unflinching in their devotion to their children, willing to grin and bear any burden without hesitation. While warm and compassionate throughout the parenting relationship, what advocates are really looking forward to is being able to communicate and relate to the person they helped raise as equals. Career paths. Let's see, am I on the right career path? Advocates are likely to find that most corporate career paths are not designed for them, but for those focused on status and material gain. This does not mean that people with the advocate personality type struggle to see viable options through. In fact, they are likely to face the opposite problem. Many advocates struggle to begin a career early on because they see 10 wildly different paths forward, each with its own I'm having trouble speaking. With each with its own intrinsic rewards, alluring, but also heartbreaking because each means abandoning so much else. Doesn't say what jobs would be good. I mean, it sounds like being like something using creativity would work, but maybe that's just me trying to say that I'm in the right major. Advocates in the workplace. Advocates have pretty tall demands when it comes to a satisfying work environment. Not only does this personality type need to be able to express their creativity and insight, advocates need to know that what they are doing has means, helps people, leads to personal growth, and all the while is in line with their values, principles, and beliefs. I agree with that. Advocate personality. Conclusion. Few personality types are as passionate and mysterious as advocates. Your imagination and empathy make you someone who not only cherishes their integrity and deeply held principles, but unlike many other idealistic types, is also capable of turning those ideals into plans and executing them. Yet advocates can be easily tipped up in areas where their idealism and determination are more of a liability than an asset. Whether it is navigating interpersonal conflicts, confronting unpleasant facts, pursuing self-realization, or finding a career path that aligns well with your inner core, you may face numerous challenges that at times can even make you question who you really are. This is just trying to get you to pay to find out more about it, but I'm not gonna pay. That's kind of like interesting to see what this test thinks my personality is. I like psychology, so this is interesting to me. Going back to what I saw with the person saying they have the same personality type as Loki, let me find that. And so the personality, so here's the original poster I saw this from on Instagram. It says, "No one tell Loki he has the same personality type as Jesus. He'll let it get to his head." So like then, because this was a Twitter post that someone posted on Instagram. And so then the person who tweeted it originally said, "So I share a personality type with Loki and Jesus Christ. What do I do with this information?" And if you look, the personality type is INFJ, which is the same as mine. So I guess that I have the same personality as Loki and Jesus Christ. So then that led me to see like what other people have this personality type.